Man, after 2 months, we finally got a new chapter of CHOUJIN X. What is good, YouTube? It is your boy, Anime Double Hunter, and I hope everyone's having an awesome day. Man, finally, we got a new chapter of CHOUJIN X. I've been fiending, I've been dreaming, like, I swear to God, yesterday night, I had a dream that a new CHOUJIN X chapter had dropped. And man, look at what we got today. Man, it's really been a minute, yo. Like, it's really been a minute. Like, non-stop checking the Jump app, going on Reddit, asking questions like, when are we gonna get a new CHOUJIN X chapter? And Sui Ishida finally delivered. And in all honesty, I thought this was a really dope chapter. Some great setup for things that are about to come later down the storyline, some character development for our boy Azuma. What else? A new antagonist. Somebody's on Tokyo's heel. And all in all, it was just a really dope chapter, man. So we are about to get straight into this review. But I just want to say, if you're new to Anime Double Hunter, welcome. Here on this channel, we cover all sorts of dope anime and manga related content that ranges across several series. Jujutsu Kaisen, Black Clover, One Piece, CHOUJIN X, of course, and more. So definitely subscribe and join the channel. Drop a like if you end up enjoying the video, and of course, comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the chapter. With that being said, let us begin. So we get this dope background with a bird flying and whatnot, and we turn to Yamato Mori, and basically it's just Ellie training along with the other recruits, and they're stretching and whatnot. We then get a little reintroductory to some of the characters, considering it's been a long time. And it's Michael Monomo. Remember the girl that was about to choke out Shiozaka, I believe that was his name. Shout out to him. She was about to choke him out to death, if you remember, when he went beastification form. But yeah, we get reintroduced to her, and she's saying hi to Ellie, and she comments on how Ellie's full of energy. Ellie, of course, we get reintroduced to her as well. We get reintroduced to Simon, who seems to be slowly building up as a fan favorite. I could definitely tell down the line when we dive into his backstory, why he's so cold and whatnot. He's definitely going to become a fan favorite. So yeah, Monomo, Strength Shoujin, of course, if you forgot, Simon, Sword Shoujin. Yeah, so then we move on, and we then get like a proper introductory to what exactly Yamato Mori is. And we find out it's the Shoujin organization where good Shoujin called keepers are registered. And we find out for these keepers, maintaining peace in Yamato Mori prefecture by protecting it from evil Shoujin is all in a day's work. We also found out that while Yamato Mori functions as a center for learning for Shoujin, it also is where trainees between the ages of 6 and 25 diligently hone their abilities to become keepers. So, basically a training program. We then take a dive to what normally a keeper or a keeper trainee daily life looks like, and we take a dive through Ellie basically, and we see her get ready to go to school and whatnot. We learn that although some of them train at Yamato Mori, there are others that have to balance a life between school and training to become a keeper. We then get some panels with Ellie traveling across the country, considering Ellie has to wake up pretty early to get to Yamato Mori to school. And it's just a dope background. And we actually run into Azuma, and it appears Azuma is going to run into Ellie. And we then get another introductory to Azuma, who's a human, went on a job before school and spotted someone who lost the weight. That person who lost the weight is Ellie. Then get to personally one of my favorite parts of the chapter. I found this scene absolutely hilarious, and it's Tokyo, who's dreaming of lifting up Monoma, and she has her legs around his neck, and he's Tokyo's just having a blasted dream, an amazing dream. But that gets interrupted when he dreams of the snake Shoujin, the one that snaked him, no pun intended, when he first had met her, when she tried to get him to come into the zoo with her and whatnot, and she misled him. And as soon as she transforms, I think she actually kills Tokyo in his dream. He immediately gets up and he realizes he's actually late to school. The narrator continues to narrate, and then we get the dialogue that not all Shoujin are destined to become keepers. I believe that was obviously taking a shot at Tokyo. Come on, Ishida, you don't gotta do that. So we then proceed to Tokyo, who's trying his best to make it to school, and he's already a bit late. And he's asking himself, should he beastify? Maybe if it's just his legs, he could do it. So he then gets into a corner, what superheroes do when they're about to put on their superhero suits and whatnot. In Tokyo's case, he's about to transform. He doesn't want nobody to see him, and he tries to do beastification just on his legs, but he actually transforms as a whole, and he actually rips his pants, which was kind of hilarious. We then turn to Tokyo, who's finally made it to school, but he looks a bit down. And we get the dialogue that Tokyo, however, was still struggling to decide his own path for the future. We then turn to Azuma and Ellie, who finally came into contact. They finally talked. Azuma was aware of Ellie from, I believe, the chapter when Ellie decided that she didn't want to be in the country no more. She wanted to earn money by defeating bad guys as a keeper. By the time we didn't know that's what she was striving for. But yeah, Azuma and Ellie are talking. Tokyo finally gets to school, and he sees Ellie. He greets her, and they talk, they chop it up and whatnot. Tokyo says to Ellie that she looks a bit tired, and Ellie's like, yeah, she's been training at Yamato Mori since the morning. She got up at 5, and Tokyo's a bit shocked that she got up that early. So Ellie explains that she's a keeper trainee. That's her. She explains to Tokyo how big the rooms are in Yamato Mori dorm, 18 meters. Like, I can only imagine how huge her room must look. Yeah, but she tells Tokyo that she's staying in the Yamato Mori dorm. She gets to save rent, and she's a trainee as well. So that's like 2 birds in 1 stone. And Tokyo's like, he sees. While Tokyo and Ellie are talking, Tokyo thinks to himself that she only just got to Yamato Mori, but he feels like that she's already ahead of her. Ellie then proposes to Tokyo that he should come along too, and that he could train with her as well. And while this is going on, Azuma's observing from the far. And bro, Azuma has potential to be like such a great character. Like, Ishida can go all out with Azuma, and like, from the little development that he's been getting, whenever we get a chance to see him, it's been great. In all honesty, I really like it. But yeah, back to Tokyo and Ellie's conversation, which Azuma is observing from afar. Kind of feel bad for him. My boy's left out. Ellie says to Tokyo, train at Yamato Mori and live in the dorms. While this is happening, before Tokyo could say what he wants to say, he thinks to himself, if I become stronger, then maybe I can become a shoujin who helps people too. But before Tokyo could accept the offer or really think about it, he brushes it off by saying he lives with his family, so he doesn't know about moving into a dorm. He's not sure he can wake up at 5 a.m. every morning. He's not a morning person. As we saw, he was already late, and he doesn't even live that far from the school. But maybe that could change. So we then turn to, I believe it's recess time, and it's Tokyo and Azuma. They're on the rooftop, chilling and whatnot. And Tokyo, he's watching the kids play basketball, but he's a bit down. And Azuma notices that Tokyo's a bit down. He's like, why you so down, bro? Tokyo explains to Azuma that there's someone who turned into a shoujin around the same time as him, and she's working her butt off right now to get to a place where she can help people. And she's making Tokyo wonder, like, could he actually work as hard as her? Of course, he's referring to Ellie. And Azuma says, is this about the new transfer Oda? And Tokyo's face says it all, and Azuma's like, thought so. Tokyo's like, wait, how did you know? Azuma reveals to Tokyo that he talked to her today, and that he happened to run into her when she was lost. They got to talking on the way to school, and the thought crossed his mind that she might be a shoujin as well, which is kind of weird. I don't know how you could just expect that, but hey, Azuma's got good intuition. Azuma then says to Tokyo, are you aiming to become a shoujin who can help people like Oda? Ata, I said Oda. Shout out to Oda. Tokyo then says, if I want to make it if I can manage it, but I don't have a mental picture of what he even look like right now. Azuma then says, then you'll get left behind by Ada. We then turn to the radio that's playing alongside them, and it says, a great sculptor can see their work already complete within the stone. People are not unlike sculptures. A person becomes the form that suits them the most. And I think that really goes with Tokyo and Ellie's whole dynamic. Like, you're a hardworking person, best believe the results are going to show. If you're somebody that slacks off and whatnot, best believe it's going to show. So yeah, a person becomes the form that suits them the most. I think that was really nice. I really like how Ishida included that. So yeah, following Tokyo and Azuma's conversation on the rooftop, we then turn to a funny scene. This is definitely the second funniest scene. Is nowhere near funnier than Tokyo's dream. Shit had me dying. So yeah, it was the octopus shoujin I believe we got introduced to at the end of last chapter. All I know is not too long ago that we got introduced to him, and he's apparently ordering a hot dog. And of course, he's in the shoujin form, and he scared the shit out of the guy that owns the food truck. He hands him off his money, and he goes along. And it's a kid on the scooter, and he's a bit shocked to see a shoujin, octopus shoujin in the middle of the street. He's like, whoa. But the octopus shoujin, of course, is an asshole, and he scares him. But in all honesty, that shit had me weak. We then turn to the motel where the octopus shoujin and another shoujin that we got introduced to. We don't know what her shoujin ability is, but we do know that she's a shoujin. And basically, I believe that's their hideout. And they're looking at a map that has a whole bunch of dogs drawn around it. But Shoujin asks Ririka Umizawa what's the situation, and she tells him that she taught the dogs to sniff out the scent of the injections. In other words, the scent of the target. When a dog detects traces of the scent, they place a mark on the map. In other words, the spots with a lot of marks show where the target is active. We then find out that they're currently looking for our boy Tokyo, as he says, so we know where he's at then. She says yes, revealing to him like they know where our boy Tokyo is. So our boy's in a bit danger, man. I won't be surprised if some crazy shit goes down by the end of next chapter. But moving on, the octopus shoujin says, but once we catch him, I wonder what they're going to do with him. So apparently, I guess they're assassins. Moving on, the girl Shoujin says, I haven't the slightest. Why don't you ask the client? I couldn't care less, so as long as we get our reward. You're no fun, Ume, the octopus Shoujin says. A little curiosity is what keeps the spark in life. It's important for Shoujin like us to keep in touch with our humanity. So assassins, and I feel like this correlates with assassins, considering, you know, recently I've been watching a lot of assassin series or reading Sakamoto Days, Monster, and like, you know, a lot of times like they reveal in these series that like assassins lose their humanity. Like they don't care what the hell they target, they don't care who the hell their target is, as long as they get their reward at the end of the day, they'll do the killing. They don't care. And I think this correlates, you know, with them, because a lot of them sometimes like go so deep into that mindset, they end up losing their humanity. Like they stop giving a shit about everything, which is crazy. I like how you should have included that. Moving on, we then turn to Ozma, who's walking home alone, and you could tell the walk hits different. You know, these kind of walks, they really hit hard. Trust me, I had a few of these. And Ozma is thinking back to what he said to Tokyo, then you'll get left behind. And Ozma says to himself, who's the one who's actually getting left behind? As Ozma walks through an alleyway, he sees a hyena. Before the hyena does anything to him, it passes. And he recalls that, he remembered that they said the cages at the zoo were broken. Ozma comments on how it left, and he thinks to himself, I know I can run fast, but it's not like I'm any match against an animal. And that is how we end the chapter. So as stated in the beginning of the review, a lot of great setup for things that are about to go down later down the line. I'm really excited. Man, it really feels great to have Shoujin X back. Like, bro, like I absolutely love this series. Like, as soon as the first 2 volumes are available in the US, I'm definitely purchasing them. But anyways, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Drop a like if you did. Comment down below what you thought of the review. I'd definitely love to know what you guys think. There's some people that have been saying that, I just looked on Reddit, talked to a few people on Reddit, and someone said that the hyena could be possibly hinting at Ozma possibly getting the hyena Shoujin, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more awesome content. It is your boy Anime Devil Hunter. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Have an awesome day.